Hello, it's Miss Moose. This is our key for 2 weeks ago, and I'm sorry I didn't make it sooner. I forgot, and I apologize. So this is our key, and yeah. So let's just go. Let's just go. I'm gonna write though over here sad map. Boop. Okay. So the first thing I'm checking, no matter what kind of equation it is, like this one, for example, is a quadratic. So this is a quadratic. This one is a radical. Oops. Which is a square root, which is the e, by the way. Okay, so for the quadratic, I'm still going to follow SADMAP. And so I'm checking first and always about if there's addition or subtraction. There is, right? There's this 8. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. I'm going to rewrite it. I'm actually going to move it over here. 3 times x minus 4, quantity squared, is now equal to, what is that, 12? Okay, so I did that. So the next thing I'm going to check for is division or multiplication. And I have that in the 3. So there's like an invisible little multiplication sign there. And so anytime I have a number in, like next to a parentheses or a grouping symbol, that means multiplication. Just when you thought it couldn't get more complicated. 4. Okay, so I did that. Boop. So here is where I look for my exponent. So remember that our radical and our exponents are related, they're inverses. So if I have a square, which I do, that means I want a square root because it's like a little 2 is on my index. And the 2's undo each other, yeah. So I'm going to have x minus 4 is equal to plus or minus 2. And so I saw that someone actually like showed their work, which I really actually love. So here's what's happening. We have x minus 4 equals positive 2. And x minus 4 equals negative 2. So this is sort of like our absolute value stuff. So once I'm at this stage, I'm going to reset SADMAP. So I'm going to check again for addition or subtraction. I have that, the 4s. And I'm just going to do it all at once. So then x is equal to 6. And there's 2 solutions. X is equal to 2. So I'm going to write that 2 solutions. Oops. Which should make sense, hopefully, because a parabola, right, is like a curve. And I'm asking it when is it equal to 4, right? Equals 4. So there should be 2 spots. That's not an actual picture, but you get the idea. Yeah. So I saw some people said 8 was a common error or 0. And then otherwise, some people just stopped at 1, 6. And so reminder that there's 2 solutions. 2. Okay. So let's look at the radical. I'm going to kind of zoom in for a second. And then I'm going to rewrite my SADMAP. So hopefully you've noticed that the radicals only have 1 solution, and that's for a very good reason. We'll see in our next unit, actually, the picture of it. Okay, so solving a radical, same idea. I'm going to start with addition or subtraction. So here I have plus 3, so I'm going to minus 3 right away. I'm going to same thing go over here. 2 times the square root of x minus 1, whatever x is, equals, what is that, 14? Okay, so I did that. I'm going to check for division or multiplication. I have this 2. So same thing, just like the parentheses. If I have a 2 in front of a square root or radical, that means multiplication. So I'm going to divide by 2. Boop. So I still have my square root. That's not done yet. What is that, 7? Okay, done. So now I'm at my e. So I don't have an exponent, but I have a radical. So remember that these are related. Hopefully that's like happening in our little synapses. So if I have that, that means I need a square root. Or sorry, a square. You need a square, right? Because remember there's like a little imaginary 2 there. So Mr. Robert talked about that in his video. So then my next line looks like this. 7 times 7 is 49. Yep. Okay, so I did that. And there's no parentheses. So then I would reset. So I would check again for addition or subtraction. I have that little 1, 50, x equals 50. Yay. So, so many, so many people said 50. Thank you. A couple, like someone said 29 or someone got a decimal. And so I'm thinking that the decimal is maybe from like a distribution, which we don't want to do. And then someone said not sure. Okay. That's fair. Okay, let me fix this so that when it does the PDF, it looks nice for you. And then let's go next. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. This is actually, so there's fractions, right? But x is in the numerator. So actually it's not that bad. Numerator. So it's not really a rational function. It's just it's just like has fractions. So we don't have to worry about too much here. Okay. So one thing, we still want SADMAP. That's like forever and always. But I want to think about the lowest or least common multiple of 2 and 4 is 4. So if I multiply, right? If I multiply both sides by 4, I should be able to clear those fractions. If you changed everything to decimals, you would sort of be in an okay space. So props to you if you did that. All right, let's multiply both sides by 4. So I'm going to hit like everything here. And then I think Mr. Robert was showing this, just like for the record. So I'm going to actually come down here. So that means that I have 4 times 3 plus 4 times x, which is 4x, all over 2 equals, these cancel, 3. But what's really happening is that, let me get a highlighter. So 4 and 2 have a relationship. And this is what, 12? That's also going to have a relationship. So I kind of want to show that right away. But it's always, oops, I don't want that. Hold on. It's not always clear what's going on. So I'm going to kind of show the long way. I also like to break up my fraction when I can. Okay. So these are extra steps. I wouldn't necessarily do that if I was just working on it myself. So what's happening is that the 12 divided by 2 is happening in the first term. The 4x divided by 2 is happening in the second term. And that's sort of like the process. So here is the result of 4 divided by 2. Here is the result of 12 divided by 6. You know, and now I just have a linear little equation, which is great. So here's where my SADMAP comes in. Well, I guess it already came in because I divided. Well, whatever. So I'm going to add or subtract them. Minus 6, minus 6. What is that? Negative 3. And then I want to divide or multiply. So divide, divide. So a lot of people said negative 3/2. A lot of people, or wait, no, sorry. It's, you had to choose. It was the decimal. That's what I meant to say. 1.5. Some people said 2, and then only one person said 3. So it was this one. It was this button. Okay, so the other thing that's happening here, I want to show this really quick, is 3 plus x divided by 2 equals 3/4. So when I multiply by 4, like this has a thing that happens, and there's a 2 now. So I get 6 plus 2x equals 3. Ooh. So that's not really the focus of this lesson. That's just some like fancy footwork with like fractions and stuff. So that's okay, right? We're not worried about that. But just know that there's still distribution. There's a lot that can go wrong on these sort of things. So I'm going to say and continue to solve. Yay! Okay, that's all. Bye.